saying, you're not doing it. I'm trying to turn it. I'm doing a quick impromptu live. Purple Flower. Hey, good to see you. I've been rather fighting, as y'all can see, a sinus infection. I've been offline. Let me turn this down. I've been offline because I haven't been feeling good. And I'm speaking healing over my body. This disgusting infection. This happens every year though, because of me having Graves, which again is an autoimmune disease. So when I get sick, like most people get allergy and sinus colds, I get them pretty severe. And I do get that from my dad. I used to get nosebleeds really bad when I was a kid, and he did too. In fact, when my dad died, my stepmom said he had a sinus infection, and because my arm is going numb. She said that his nose is bleeding, and he lifted his arm up right before he died. I don't know why this keeps trying to change orientation. I don't know what's up with this. Why does it keep? I'm not changing orientation. What the fuck? Okay. And so I'm just taking a break because between this plus my GI condition, it's just been a lot. And I haven't really been wanting to like push myself too hard. Plus my father's memorial is on Friday, and it's just been a hard time. And everybody always looks to me for support and for help. I'm just not in a space where I really want to talk to anybody. Because when it comes to grieving, there's nothing anyone can do but pray for you. It's like, there's no way to take the pain away. You just have to find the strength, you know. And it's been tough. I really miss my dad. I can't even put it into words. I just miss him, you know? And I really want to talk to him. I know I can talk to him in the 5D, but I want to pick up the phone and talk to him. I have been really trying to be strong, but it's not easy. It's not. I'm always on here encouraging everybody and being there for everyone. And I don't have it right now. I know that God's gonna see me through this. But it's been really hard. It has. And I don't want for you guys to think that I don't care. It's just a lot. My dad, he's the one I would call. He's the one I would call during times like this. And he would always tell me, daughter, push. Pray until something happens. So that's what I do. Like every day. Lord, show me the way, show me what it is that you want for me to do. I know that I'm a very powerful spiritualist. I know that things are going to get better. But when they're tough, when your faith is really being tested, you have to find the strength within. I can't explain how I feel. I can only feel it. And when I feel like this, I don't want to be bothered. I definitely can't take on other people's problems at all right now. It's like the people I would go to for comfort, they're all gone. My dad is gone. My uncle's gone. My real best friend, Elissa, is gone. My grandparents are gone. So I have to lean on my ancestors and my angels and go within. So until I feel better, I'm just not available. I've been listening to the You Are Creators, the mantras about life getting better. I believe it is. The healing mantras, the prosperity mantras, and I speak healing over my body, my mind, and my spirit. But I miss my dad. And even though he had, ways that were, some would say, are fucked up and whatever, he was still my dad. The crazy thing is I was thinking about him. I keep hearing one of his favorite songs, For All We Know, by Donny Hathaway. And when I feel better, I'll sing it as a tribute to him. And one of the lyrics he says, for all we know, this may only be a dream. There's so many times I wish I could wake up and my dad would still be here. You know, when you lose a parent, that's exactly how it feels. It feels like a dream. It feels like a terrible dream that you're never going to wake up from. And so I am fighting. Fighting for grief. Fighting for my healing, because I'm not going to be bound to the generational curses that have been placed on me at birth. I do declare and decree victory and healing and joy and abundance. Even this disgusting sinus infection crap, the GI condition I need surgery for. But what do you do when your heart and soul hurts? I pray. I pray. I go within. I shut down. I raise the vibration. I put on soothing sounds like what's in the background. And I ask my ancestors for strength, because he's never coming back. That's the harsh reality when you lose a parent. They're not coming back. So you have to keep going. And like he would tell me to push, pray until something happens. I'm going to do that. And I do keep seeing visions of my future that are real bright. I keep seeing the victory. So I know it's coming. But the process to get there is not easy. So I don't know when I'll be back online, but I wanted to at least drop in and just kind of let you guys know what's going on. I'm a different kind of person when it comes to, I usually don't share when I go through tough times. I usually like just deal with it on my own, you know. But I do appreciate everyone who's been leaving positive comments. Thank you. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for the positive feedback on the lives. I'm just taking a little bit of a break because I need to feel better. And I hate, this happens every year. This is so gross to me. It's like I'll get a sinus infection and the inside of my nose breaks out. And it comes on the outside. It's so gross. But at some point, probably at some point this week, I'll be back on. It just really depends, because I do have a lot going on. And I'm calling in my new permanent home that I keep being shown in the 5D. I'm calling in my healing and peace. I'm really dehydrated. I'm going to drink some water. That's also from Graves. That's why y'all always see me drinking water. I get really dehydrated from the hyperthyroid, but I realized that instead of me trying to be there for everyone, it's time for me to call in my real soul family. It's time for a real support system. And I want genuine people that don't just contact me to talk about their problems, but just to really be there. Because grieving does hurt, y'all. And I'd rather be open and honest than to keep acting like I'm okay all the time. I'm not. Being born with Graves' disease has been difficult, but I'm grateful that I've survived thyroid cancer twice. I'm grateful that I'm still here on Earth. And I just ask my ancestors to be with me. Because Friday's gonna be, I ain't gonna hold y'all, it's gonna be difficult. It is every year. It does not get, people lie when they say, oh, it gets easier over time. No, the fuck it doesn't. It still hurts like he died yesterday. And it'll be 8 years on Friday. It doesn't even seem like it'll be 8 years. It's the weirdest thing. I woke up hearing, for all we know. So I know my dad's with me. I started to call him. And it's like, wait a minute, you can't. And my stepmom and my younger siblings, they pretty much stopped talking to me and my sister, because my sister and I, we're the oldest on my dad's side. I'm the second oldest on my dad's side. But I'm the youngest on my mom's side. And I get that, you know, she moved on pretty quickly. She moved on in like 6 months. She already had a whole other guy. So I was like, okay. And I know that, again, I didn't live with my dad. My sister Angie did, and my younger siblings. So they saw a different side to him that I never saw. My dad was abusive to my mother when they were married. And physically, but to my stepmom, from what they told me, he never was. But they said he was emotionally abusive. And so that caused a lot of distance between my father and I. Like, my dad died owing my mom over $30,000 back child support. So even though she was sad when he died, she was still kind of bitter about him not financially helping growing up. And I just looked at it like, he's gone, so like, why even keep talking about that? You know, like, he's not here to do anything about it. But it also, seeing what my mom went through with my dad is the reason I am the way I am with men. That men who are cheap, men who don't want to help, are not men that I would ever deal with. Because I watched my mom go through a lot. My dad abused her, she divorced him, and then he didn't help her. The last 5 years of his life, he would help if I needed it, and he would always call, but he was never like consistent. So, I understand women who have abandonment issues behind their father. That's why, even with Claudia, I recognize it because I've gone through that. But I've been working through it with life coaches and therapy to heal that. Your abandonment wounds from your mother and father carry through your adult relationships, and not just romantic, platonic, familiar, business wise. I had to learn to love myself. I had to increase my self worth, and I had to learn how to do that by myself. My father didn't teach me about that because his parents didn't teach him about that, just like my mom. Like my mom and dad's generation was against therapy. They said it was for crazy people, but in actuality, therapy is there to help us all heal. And I had to finally learn that just because my dad didn't show me my self-worth doesn't mean that I couldn't teach that to myself. And so I do. But it's like so much time that we missed because I wasn't healed and I was angry at him for so many years. And our last conversation was not positive, you know. And so there's that guilt still there, like, damn, I wish I would have known that would have been our last time talking, because he didn't, like, he knew I had Graves' disease. He knew that I had my thyroid cancer surgery. But there would be times my dad would say, like, asshole shit. Sometimes he would help, and then sometimes, he'd say negative things. And then I finally just, like, told him how I felt. I was like, dude, you didn't even help our mom. And then to have the nerve to, like, say anything negative about her when you, like, put hands on her. And I was like, I forgive you, but that's the reason why for years I didn't talk to you, was because my mom, she never, like, bashed my dad. She always said she never wanted us to hate him because of what he did to her. And I never got to finish that conversation with him. So it's like, there's that regret. Like, I wish we could have talked through that before he died. So there would be times my dad would call me, I would ignore his calls. There would be times that he would text me, I wouldn't respond because I had all that anger and resentment. Even though my mom didn't bash him, just as her daughter, watching the side effects of that, like, she would abuse me because I look like him. She would say things like, every time I look at you, I have to see him, and you act just like him, you talk just like him, you walk just like him. Well, he isn't my dad, So between my two parents, the irony is he would be the one I could talk to. So it's just like going through this. I know if I were to call my mom, I love her to life, but because of her own unhealed mental health, and then her still being caught up in the cults that I escaped from, she wouldn't be a source of support. She would just be either going on and on and on about the cult, the church, or telling me about her problems. And I realized that I've attracted a lot of people into my life that do the same thing. That they only reach out to get advice or get help or dump their problems on me. And it's like, I deserve more than that. I deserve people who actually check up on me. So to the couple of people that do, thank you. Because there's only about two people that do. Everybody else, comes to me for advice. And if I'm not feeling strong, I'm just not going to respond. It's nothing personal. It's just, it's a lot right now. Rebuilding my life has not been an easy road at all. And it's a road I'm traveling solo until my divine masculine comes to get me, which I've seen that in the 5D. That's about to manifest. So times where I would feel discouraged, I would call my dad, especially like I said, the last 5 years of his life, and he would pray with me. He would say encouraging things. I think my dad was trying to make up for lost time the last 5 years. He couldn't make it to my thyroid cancer surgery, but he would call and check on me. And whenever he was in town, he'd make sure to, come see me and spend time. And it just hurts. It's like I've been taught to always be strong and never show your real emotion, never show weakness. But the reality is, grief is real, and we all go through it. Anyone who's ever lost a parent, you know how difficult it is. And I wish there was a way I could take away the pain. I'm grateful that I'm not self-destructing like I did when he first died. I mean, I became an actual alcoholic. I don't have any desire for alcohol. I thank God for that. I don't have any sort of desire for any drugs. I thank God for that. And I don't have any desire to seek out comfort in a sexual way. I thank God for that. The 2 times I broke my celibacy is because I was vulnerable, and it was about my dad, both times. So I was like, this year, I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to maintain my celibacy. I'm so grateful that I don't want to drink. Because I remember that first year, that's all I did every day. Bottles every day. Trying to numb the pain. And all it did was make it worse. So I'm very grateful that even though I may not feel strong, that's a strength to not turn to alcohol and drugs and, sex. And there's nothing wrong with sex. I don't want people to think that I'm saying anything negative. I'm a Scorpio. I have a very high sex drive, but it's just that I don't want a soul tie to anyone that I know I'm not going to have a future with. Like, legit, the next person that I have a soul tie with, I want it to be the person I'm meant to be with. Because I want that love and intimacy. Temporary affection, I'm just not interested in at all. Plus, I'm spiritually in a place where I'm just too powerful for that, So it's like, even though it hurts, I'm really grateful that I'm not turning to any of those vices or people, especially people from my past, exes that are trying to come back because we're coming out of this Mercury retrograde, and then even just, not even just exes, but new people that are trying to get me to break my celibacy. Is not gonna happen. So I can celebrate that at least I have grown in that area. But like I said, it hurts. Every time I get ready to call him, it's a reminder that I can't. So I'll keep my father's memory alive. Like I said, when I feel better, I'll sing some of his favorite songs. And just do what he told me to do. Just to push, pray until something happens. And something good is about to happen. I feel it. Even though I feel this grief, I can feel it in my third eye. Like I keep seeing it. I keep seeing my divine masculine coming. I keep seeing us in our house. I keep seeing us with our daughter. I keep seeing myself living out my dreams. I keep seeing myself premiering my movie, my God versus Magog movie, about what I was shown in heaven. So even though it might feel tough right now, I know it's going to get better. And I'm just very grateful that I'm here and I'm not, it's like really amazing that I don't want to drink. I just remember, I'd say the first, I would say the first 4 years of my dad's transition, I was drinking every year on his memorial and every year on his birthday. Because alcohol, it numbs the pain because it gives an immediate boost to your serotonin, and then when you sober up, it increases the dopamine, and dopamine triggers depression. And that's why a lot of people drink, because of the temporary numbness that it gives you. It numbs the pain, but it doesn't take it away. So I thank God for that. I thank my angels and ancestors for being with me. And I know my dad he's physically, like in the spiritual realm with me. But it's just like, I just want to talk to you. And I wish he was still here. So I think what I'm going to do, I started writing a song for him. I'm going to finish my song. And when I feel better and get over this sinus infection crap, I'll record it. Because my love of music comes from my dad. My dad played the guitar, bass guitar, acoustic, electric. Matter of fact, he had a guitar like Prince's. Y'all know Prince is my #1 favorite artist of all time. And my dad is the one that played Prince for me when I was 4. And he loved Queen, ironically, with his Church of God in Christ religious self. Queen was also one of his favorite groups. Luther, of course, Anita Baker. My dad loved Anita Baker. Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, the OJs, Earth, Wind and Fire. Back then it was the Jackson 5 before Michael became a famous solo artist. He also used to play the Bee Gees. My dad, he had a plethora of vinyl records. He had a huge collection of vinyl records. I still don't know whatever happened to my dad's vinyls. I remember asking my stepmom when he first died, she was like, I don't know what happened to all his records, but I'm going to get me a record player in honor of my dad. My dad was and then of course Donny Hathaway was one of his favorite artists. He was huge on jazz, and my mom loved Kenny G, and they would play Kenny G when they were having a good, moment, positive moments. I'm trying to think who else Dad played. Oh, what's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember the name of that. It was a white artist, but he did soul music. Oh, I hate that I can't remember his name. He's a heavyset white guy with a beard. He will always play his fucking music. I can't remember the name of the artist. I have to find it, but him, definitely DeBarge for sure. I want to try to do at least 2 of their songs, and I Know a House Is Not a Home was both my dad and mom's favorite. He would play that for her a lot. Is it Michael McDonald? It might have been Michael McDonald, I think. I can't remember, but yeah, my love for music comes from my dad, and music is my first love. So that's how I stay connected to him, and then all of my technical skills, I inherited from my dad. He was a software engineer, so was my grandpa. Me personally, I'm more into the front end development of tech and design and art, web development, coding, and I'm pursuing a career in all those areas, a remote career, so I can get my surgery done. But yeah, it was Michael McDonald. That was him. And he did used to listen to Shirley Caesar. Yeah, my dad was the one that used to listen to a lot of the like old school gospel, mass choirs, Vanessa Bell Armstrong. I'm trying to think of all the artists I would hear him play when he would visit or when he was home. But his favorite was Prince, Queen, Anita, Luther, and Earth, Wind, and Fire. Those, I would say those are probably like his top 5. So, yeah, when I feel better, I'll sing. I'm just now seeing your guys' comments. Purple Flower, thank you, love. Faye, thank you. Dee Dee, thank you. Riri, I'm not feeling better, I'll be honest. I'm just popped on and talked to y'all for a quick second. Actually, I need to get up because I need to go pee. Like it never fails with the thyroid stuff, but yeah. Once I get over this disgusting sinus infection, it actually is getting better because it was like bleeding day before yesterday. It's like I get this gross rash on the inside of my nose from blowing my nose so much. And the bleeding from the GI condition honestly has been horrible. So I continue to speak healing even when I'm going through it. That's what I've been doing. And like I said, I've been playing a lot of the positive affirmation from You Are the Creators. And I play it every single time I take a shower. Water amplifies your manifestation. So it's like, people reaching out. I just don't want to talk. I really don't. It grief takes time, and I'm the kind of person that unless I know that a person can relate and can be a source of comfort, I'd rather just not talk at all. I'm just different when it comes to the way I process grief and going through difficulties. I'm the shutdown kind of person, where I'd rather just shut down and go within to find the strength. Because God's within you anyway. God is not without. So I just haven't felt up to being on live. I just miss my dad. I really do. And he's been coming into my dreams, but that makes me miss him more. Because it's like I'll wake up, like, we've had a lot of conversations in the 5D pretty much every night, but then I wake up and just like Donny Hathaway's song, this may only be a dream. It is only a dream now with him. We can only talk in that dimension. We can't talk in this third dimension anymore, and that's the pain of grief, is knowing that time and space stops when they die. So it'll be like, I'll talk to him in my dreams, I'll talk to him in the 5D, and then I don't want to wake up because I want to go back and talk to him again, and it just hurts. It does. It hurts a lot. So I'm going to honor him through music, and I'm going to honor him with my technical skills that I inherited from him. I'm going to do exactly what he told me to do, which is to push, pray until something happens. And I'm going to continue to be strong. Thank you for your prayers, Riri. Appreciate that. So yeah, that's why even on Saturday, I wasn't on camera because I was coming down with this shit, and my nose just kept running and running and running. And it's actually worse on the inside of my nostrils. This looks gross, but it looks a lot better than it did a couple days ago. 444 on the clock. Thank you, ancestors, for your sign. That is the ancestral number, 444. Well, not on the clock, on the live timer. So, really just wanted to pop in, let you guys know what's going on. And I'm not sure when I'll be back on live, but of course, when I am, you guys will see it scheduled. If your dad is still living, hold on to him. Because once he's gone, there's no more time. If your dad is still living, call him. And don't take him for granted. Call him and tell him that you love him while you can. I wish I could call my dad. So I just hope he knows that I forgive him for what he did to my mom. I forgive him for not being there. And in retrospect, I'm grateful that he wasn't, because when I look at my younger siblings and my sister, who's bipolar schizophrenic, I don't know what they went through with him. But I would not have become the person I am today if he'd been around all the time. I would probably be just as fucked up as they are. And I pray for all of my siblings healing every day, all of my nieces and nephews, but you know, they get mad at me when I speak positive of him because of whatever they went through with him. Because I grew up living with my mom. I didn't live with my dad, so I would just see him like when he would visit. And like, especially my baby sister, she really hates him. I don't know why. I mean, she's told me a few things, but her resentment and her bitterness it's intense. Like, she hates him. And I just tell her, like, you know, I'm praying for you. I want you to let that go, because it doesn't hurt him. It only hurts you. But it's, when I think about the last 5 years, that was when he was diagnosed with that heart condition. I didn't know about it. I didn't even know my dad had a heart condition until he died. And my stepmom told me that he had been diagnosed 5 years. He died April 11, 2017. And she said he'd been diagnosed either the end of 2011 or beginning of 2012. And I was like, well, how come he didn't tell us? She's like, he didn't want you guys to worry. But he died from hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. And like I said, the sinus allergy and sinus colds that I get severely, all of us get this on my dad's side, my sister Angie and my younger siblings, and the nosebleeds and all that stuff. But she said, I guess they were laying on the bed together, asleep in the middle of the night, and she said he started having he had a real bad sinus cold, like what I have. Like, even this, my dad would get. And she's like, his nose started bleeding profusely. She's like, I was trying to pack his nose because he couldn't breathe. And then she said he lifted his arms up and then he just died. She's like, it was like he was lifting his arms up to heaven or something, and then he just died. And it was just crazy finding that out. And so I felt bad, because if I would have known that he was sick, I wouldn't have taken his presence for granted. I would have answered every time he called. I would have responded every time he texted. And so it just hurts even more to know that he really was trying to make it right. He really was trying to make up for lost time. That's why it's important to release bitterness and resentment. It really is. Because if I would have known all that, I would have definitely put in more energy to stay in touch with him. And so, yeah, grief is a process. It takes time. You just have to work through it. And the way I work through it is to actively work on raising my vibration when it hurts. Not turn to alcohol, not turn to drugs, not turn to men, not turn to women, but just go within, tap in, to the Most High God, the frequency. So otherwise, I'm not rotating my device. I don't know why YouTube does that. That's how I find the strength, is within. But yeah, your dad's alive. Cherish it. Because you never know when it would just become a dream. So, family, thank you for listening. Thank you for your prayers and positive energy. Just keep me in your prayers. And if I'm not available, it's not personal. I just have a lot going on. And I'm still let me speak power over my life. I am restabilizing my life. I am healed. I am abundant. And I declare and decree victory over getting my surgery done. I declare and decree victory over my healing, my new permanent home, aligning with my divine masculine, and attracting my real soul family, real support system. And then just living out my dreams. I'm declaring victory over my new career that I'll be able to start, and I'll be able to present my movie and my music and my cooking show. And my baby girl that I keep seeing in the 5D. But she can't be born until she gets made. Divine masculine, get your shit together and come get my ass. I've been waiting on you for a long time. For real. And in all realness, the only person I do want is him. But I keep seeing my baby girl. She's so cute. And she looks like my dad. Ironically, she looks a lot like my dad. So I'm going to try to just keep pushing through like he would tell me to do. And when I feel better, I'll do some song tributes to honor my father. But please just keep me in your prayers. Because the strong one needs strength too, you guys. And I want to thank everybody for your support. Thank you to all my D's peeps. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you. Welcome to D's World. Thank you all for your encouragement. I don't know when I'll be back, but hopefully it'll be sometime this week. It depends on how things go as far as my living situation, because things are very unpredictable right now. But I'm grateful for today. And that's the other thing I'm working on, because anxiety is a symptom of Graves' disease, and PTSD too, is just trying not to overwhelm myself, trying not to overwhelm my mind and just taking things one day at a time. So family, I love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. And just keep me in your prayers. Love you guys.